Hey, everybody. Hi, Julie. Uh-oh. I got you muted. Let's unmute you. Okay, try that again. Start over. Hi, everybody. Hi, Julie.
Hi, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Don't teach my husband
man.
how to mute me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I did that.
It's okay.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I probably should have wished my wife a happy Mother's Day, huh? Oh, well. All right. Well,
and all the fur moms out there, too. We thank you all, and thanks for fostering, and you do great work.
That's right. Everybody does great work in rescue. It's really cool. Richard asked, where is she? I'm going to assume one of the dogs in the countdown timer. Some of those dogs in the countdown timer would have been adopted. There's just older videos to keep the timer from being so boring. Okay, I hope it's working. But if you're talking about Sadie, we got some great news, don't we, Julie?
Yes, we do. I have great news. Velma's adopted.
How about that, Velma? And we got more great news. Sadie has also been adopted.
And Frosty Bear's been adopted too. So we hit the trifecta this week. And I know they're all going to great homes. I am absolutely thrilled. And I thank Gretchen for finding such a wonderful app for her. And I know that all the screeners and the admin does such a hard job. And we thank you all.
Right. And always remember, it takes a lot of people to work rescue. Not everybody does it all. Well, maybe except for Melise. But because there's a lot of people. You got screeners, and you have the backbone of rescue, which are the fosters. And but you see, none of it would be possible if it weren't for the donors.
Right.
Okay. But it goes deeper than that. But Richard, to answer your question, Sadie was in Texas, but some of the dogs are in the Pacific Northwest, but they're all accessible. Okay. Well, we got a good show today, too, speaking of accessible.
Right. Wow. And just to think, we have branched out where we do adopt dogs to. So even if you don't, where we used to just adopt in the Pacific, the Western states, we are going to the East Coast now as well.
Yes. So, and that's been pretty effective too. The biggest problem was transport. Okay. Correct. That problem's been overcome, and they're adopting. I forget, one went to New Jersey that I knew. Mm-hmm. But you go, yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, so, wonderful homes.
But always remember, for every one dog that gets adopted, there's probably 30 in need.
Right. So, I just saw a post where the shelters are so overrun that they have to put dogs in the hallway in kennels, and 6 of those that are of the 40 at one shelter alone are Great Pyrenees. So
holy cow.
Yeah, the Texas folks, we can't thank you enough for all the hard work you do, and especially admin there and Melise to try to save these dogs.
And these dogs don't belong in shelters.
No.
There's just no way. And these dogs aren't for everybody. All right. That means not everybody can handle a dog like a Great Pyrenees. And there's part 2 to that. Not everybody can work with them either, so far as training and behavior. It's a special way of doing this. So, but I tell you what, the way you do it works with all dogs, just so you know. Okay. Kind heart, benevolent leadership. Whoops. I didn't say strong leader, did I? Uh-oh. But anyway, boy, we got a great show coming up. We got one foster down there that has, holy cow, 3 foster dogs, maybe more. He might be hiding some of them from us. All right. But, and then we've got Mark. Everybody remembers Mark. He's been on before. So every one of his dogs that he had on have been adopted. So you guys, and thank everybody for supporting the show. Just so everybody realizes, understand, this is our 42nd show since we started the rescue show. We're coming up to a year anniversary.
Yay.
Yeah. And I can't help but to say this too, Julie. I'm sorry. The first dog in the countdown timer was Smokey. Well, everybody, some of you know, if you watch the show, you'll know I was in Colorado last week. I got to meet Smokey. What an amazing dog. and he got a bum deal. It just like the video says, one person didn't care enough to vaccinate his puppies, and they got out. That shelter in Kansas where they were, they had to euthanize every dog. It wasn't a big shelter, but they had to euthanize every dog over that. Smokey and Bandit.
Mm-hmm.
Bandit had it the least, and he has not had a reoccurrence of it. Mm-hmm. And like Judy said last week, that distemper can come back in form of neurological issues somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool part of it is he lost complete control of his back legs. They taught him how to use them again. Rescue didn't give up on him.
Right.
Now it looks like I don't want to jinx it. He might be being adopted.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we'll see. But Colorado was great. It's a technology nightmare, but it was great.
She's an amazing sanctuary.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's still a rescue. They don't intend to keep the dogs forever. That's just been the name of it since 1993. So, yes, 1993 when they formed that rescue. Yeah. That's an old rescue. Sad part is there was a need for a Great Pyrenees Rescue in Colorado back in 1993.
Right.
If you look at it that way. Anyway, we had a lot going on there. We had a great week last week and a very successful trip to Colorado. I will say that. Similar to when I went down GPRS headquarters. Very successful trip in my eyes. So, some people could say, he doesn't know what he's doing. Well, that could be too. Right? Because I don't walk on water. I really don't. So, wow. Hi, Rena. Rena said hi.
Hi, Rena.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Jason said he really enjoys our channel, and I really appreciate your support. And we're just trying. And then we got people like Sharon. She watches every week. Where we may start calling you Nancy, Sharon. And the reason for that is Nancy in Colorado. She's pretty much watched every show with the different metamorphoses it's gone through. So thank you for supporting us. It really means a lot to us. All right. So without further, there will be more ado because sometimes you can't shut me up. All right. At least I know it.
Hi, Lisa.
So, Bruno is a foster that is just doing an amazing work down there in Texas, isn't he?
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Yeah. And he got a dog in that I think it was Shep that was known to come from an abusive situation. And just wait till you see this dog. He's got a video that we're going to play. And once again, transformations don't have to be physical. Okay. The emotional transformations are just amazing with these dogs. So we're going to bring Shep up as soon as this video is done. there's Super Shep right there, huh? We're gonna make him bigger. Oh my, that was a heck of a transformation, wasn't it, Bruno?
Yeah, it was.
Man, by the way, just officially, everybody, don't abuse your dog. If you're gonna get a dog, don't abuse him. All right, because it makes rescue work harder. Okay, but hey, they still do it. Yes. And now you got 2 more fosters there, and there's one of them laying on the floor that, well, didn't Callie get adopted? Am I confused?
Yes, Callie got adopted. She's leaving on May 17th.
May 17th, awesome.
To Arizona.
Arizona. You know, we're getting a lot of dogs going to Arizona over there out of GPRS. I'm going to have to check that out. It must be a nice, pleasant place to live. No, it's not. It is an oven there.
It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
My brother lives in Chandler, which is a suburb of Phoenix. The old saying, can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. I did. It's hot there. I don't care if it's dry or not. It doesn't matter. It's hot in Phoenix. All right. So before we get going, Bruno, I want to bring up a post that's actually long, but it's kind of nice. And I'm not. This is they're viewing from the Colorado group, and this is why we don't know who it is for sure. But they got a new rescue dog, and the dog needs surgeries and stuff. And you know, just like Judy was saying with Smokey last week, they got $8,000 or $9,000 in that dog in adoption fees. So, but I'm assuming that this is somebody related to the Pure Rescue and Sanctuary in Colorado. The reason why we can't see you is you have to give permission for your information to leave a private group is why. And there's a way to do that up in the description of the show. I gave up on highlighting it because, well, if you don't see it, you don't do it. And you only got to do that about once a year, maybe. But anyway, thank you for supporting our show. Oh, by the way, and I forgot Lisa. She was missing in action for a little while. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Yeah, joining you in Arizona.
Lisa's a screener. It sounds like Lisa might have been Callie's screener.
Yes, Lisa was Callie's screener.
All right.
She organized transport as well.
All right. Okay. Well, we're going to get back to Bruno and Shep. What can you tell us about him, Bruno? I bet you can tell us just about everything there is about him, huh?
About Shep? Yeah, I can tell you everything there's to know about Shep. When I first got him, he was really scared. He was trying to bite me.
Trying to bite you?
Yeah, because he was really still untrusting of people.
Looks like something's changed.
Yeah. Something's definitely changed.
Wow. Well, that looks like a dog that you could do almost anything you wanted to except harm him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
he's a hero, by the way.
What was her background?
Sorry?
Was she a stray or what?
Oh, Shep?
Uh-huh.
Shep, I don't think he was a stray. According to what Sam told me, he was abused by previous owners,
and sometimes they just lose control. Sometimes they don't know what to do. They think their back's against the wall, and they think abuse is the answer and submit a dog.
Yes,
you got the wrong breed for that.
Exactly.
You got the wrong breed. Boy, look at him. Looks like he's really... How long have you had him?
I've had him for maybe 2 months now.
2 months. Wow. And what do you say to somebody that says, well, how can you let him go? You've done all this work. Why don't you just keep him? What do you say to people who say that? I don't mean to set you up, but we didn't have a whole lot of prep time here, did we?
I would tell them that it's a labor of love.
Thank you. Boy, I like that.
It's a labor of love, and
And you want to save another one because when he gets adopted, when Callie gets adopted, well, now you got 3 fosters. I don't know if you're going to take another one or not when Callie goes, but and you may, you know, because you seem to be handling this quite nicely. And by the way, thank you so much for fostering and everything you do for this breed.
Yeah, thank you.
You're the backbone of this too. And Callie was not an easy dog, was she?
Callie, no, she's not easy. She's not easy, but she's really fun. Better. She's really fun.
She's really fun. Okay, I like that. She's really
fun, and she has a feisty personality, and she's very well.
She's young.
Have the sense that she's like very ladylike.
Oh, really?
And that's very cute.
Okay. Lady dog. What I would when I knew her prior, I don't think ladylike would have been in my description. Nice work, Bruno.
Yeah.
But you see, Bruno made a. Oh, look at that! And who's that little guy down there? That little dog.
That is my Finn. He's the original.
Is she a pure mix by chance?
No, he's Maltese.
She's got white in her.
And poodle.
She's a poodle.
And poodle, yeah.
You know, Bruno touched on something that's extremely important. Fun. Because if you're trying to teach your dog something new and your dog's not having fun, he's not going to learn. Got to be fun for the dogs. And look at this. Those dogs are having fun right now.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody's in the mix there. There's a human leg in there. I hope it's still attached to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what kind of home do you think Shep would need?
What kind of home?
Miss Callie's being a puppy.
Callie. Oh, Callie.
That's a let him play. We get that. This is shows for them.
Yeah. I think Shep needs a very loving family with children because he's really good with playing with everyone. He loves to play with everyone, and he's rarely very aggressive at all.
A home that needs children. There's sometimes that's a change, huh?
Yeah.
Look at this.
And
it's so adorable.
Does well with small dogs too. So
yeah,
that's always a bonus for your fosters.
Finn, he's the one that helps me rehabilitate all the fosters.
All right. So you're cheating. You got help.
Yeah, we're a team, Finn and I.
All right. So is Shep ready to go now?
Oh, Shep.
Shep adoptable now? Is he listed in public?
Yes, definitely. He's perfectly adoptable.
So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. There's your dog right there. Bruno did all the work. You can reap the
benefits.
That's right. Now you have another foster there that Cinnamon. You also have Cinnamon now.
Cinnamon, yeah.
Right now, she's not up on the website. She is very new, right?
Yeah, she's very new. She's very new. I've just had her for 2 weeks now.
Okay, God, she's gorgeous. Look at that tail.
Yeah, she's beautiful, beautiful. She has very thick legs.
Sure.
Oh, God. And she's letting you touch her like that already.
Yeah. Oh, you're a beauty.
Is that Finn making all that noise?
Yeah, it's Finn.
I love this show. We had a ball from Colorado. We have to do more remotes. So what now you just had Finn for couple. Didn't Finn have a sister or a brother or something? I'm sorry, Cinnamon. I'm sorry, Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yes. She had, I think Sugar was her sister. Sugar, which Charles is fostering.
Oh, okay. Charles. Okay, good. We'll have to get Charles on the show somehow. Well, wait a minute. First, Charles, an older gentleman, and bless his heart for doing this. And technology is not his cup of tea. All right. So we'll have to go to his house and do the show.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe you can do that, Bruno. You very far from him?
I don't know. I think he's in Galveston.
Okay. We'll find somebody down there that we'll get. See, and also, too, just because they can't come on the show doesn't mean we can't feature the dog. We've
Yeah.
vetted. So, boy, that's
And
good.
Bruno, weren't Cinnamon and Sugar, they were really high on the euthanasia list, right? And
Yes, they were really high, and we just had to save them.
Wow.
right.
Wow.
It's an everyday thing down in Texas. That's why fostering is so important.
That's right.
Like I just said, there's I think 6 or 9 right now at one shelter alone. I think all of them are under 2 years that are in overcrowded shelters. But
Right. And some of that is due to the fact that, well, the breed's not for everyone, and then some of it's due to convenience. Okay, when you get a dog, a puppy, for example, you got a 13 to 15 year commitment there. Okay, and commitments are just that. And we lost your video there, Bruno. There, we got it back. That's the joy of doing it from a device, huh?
That's right.
And as you can see, some of the fosters will say, I don't have a laptop, I don't have a computer, can't come on. Well, look, Bruno, he's using his phone. A lot of them use phone.
Mm-hmm.
And
how
also,
old is Cinnamon?
Cinnamon?
Sorry. Yeah. She's young, isn't she?
How old is Cinnamon? That's what she asked.
Cinnamon, she's 2 years old.
2 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference when you sent those videos.
Right.
Yeah, but she looks younger. She looks still puppy-like.
Okay.
And she's the most affectionate foster I've had. She's very affectionate, very loving.
Wow.
And Charles tells me that Sugar, her sister as well.
Wow.
That they're very loving.
Well,
very
maybe
loving.
they had a good home before they had to go to shelter. And Cinnamon is vetted and ready for adoption, is what Melissa's saying. She's just not on the website yet. I mean, these are volunteers that do this, and well, they have lives and jobs too. So, and we thank every volunteer for taking time out to do this. We get it, and sometimes thanks is plenty, but usually the dogs will thank them much better than we can. So now go ahead. Sorry, Julie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sweet. They are interested in Cinnamon or Chef, that they can go to the website, and even though Cinnamon's not on there, one of our great admin will be more than happy to get help them to
Yeah, and Militia said that Bruno's gonna do her write-up this week. So, and that's something I noticed with the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society, is that the foster typically does the bio for their foster dog. That's cool, because who can write it better than the foster?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also too, if you want to if you want to adopt Chef or Cinnamon, you'll get to talk to Bruno live. Yeah. We always remember, we can also deny you too, or recommend denial. So,
yeah.
You don't have to be on your best behavior. We just want you on your normal behavior, right?
Yeah.
Right. The beauty of the rescue is we have a very low return rate for our dogs. And I think that's due to such a good job of the initial screeners and the fosters to making sure that they meet the dog with the person best fit. And even though sometimes, if somebody were to say, well, I want Cinnamon, there might be a dog that better fits that family based off of, their home, the type of dog they have. And the rescue's really good at, helping them to find their best dog.
Yes. And your GPRS screeners are very good at this, and they're heavily trained, highly trained. Mm-hmm. So
we thank Rena for that. And the other thing too is I think the rescue it has high standards, And because of that, we want to assure that our dogs are safe and go to homes that that will love them and care for them and train them the way that Pyrenees need to be trained, since they're such a different breed.
Right. And if you get, if you apply, you get denied, don't take any of that personal. It is not personal. Okay. They're not attacking anybody. They don't do it. So don't attack them. They got a hard job. All right. And, because I remember with one of the rescues I was with in the past, I'm not attached to any one rescue. I try to help them all. Let's bite off a lot there now. Huh? But I happen to know that there was one of the rescues. The lady was talking to somebody that I think it was an invisible fence the day it didn't work, and their beloved Pyrenees got hit and killed by a car because the one time the fence didn't work. And then she hangs up with that call, gets another call with another guy's got invisible fence, and she denied him, and he's cussing her out. And right after she hangs up with somebody that's grief stricken because the fence didn't work. All right. You need visible fencing. They got to see their boundaries. All right. So
there's reasons for everything that the rescue has criteria.
Yeah.
And that's based off science and breed knowledge and years and years and years and years of experience with.
Yes, it is. And we did discover that, and actually science backs us up now, is they have feelings that can be hurt, similar to a human. Mm-hmm. That was cool when I found that out. Okay. So, but everybody says, "Oh, I already knew that." Well, now you got support on that now. So, wow. So Cinnamon, how old did you say she was? They were guessing around 2?
Oh, yeah. Cinnamon is 2 years old.
Okay. Now, does she need another dog to live with, in your opinion, or do you know enough about her yet on that one?
No, I think she needs another dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because she's really playful, and when I leave, she used to cry.
Oh. That's just because you
not
left,
anymore.
Not because of separation anxiety.
Yeah, not anymore. But I don't use the cage anymore.
Oh, cool.
So, she stopped doing that, and while I'm out, she plays with Shep or with Callie or with Finn.
Now, will she go into that crate on her own?
Who?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon? No.
Okay. All right. That's because she chooses not to, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And see, I'm a believer in crate training, but I'm not a believer in the dogs living in a crate.
Yeah.
There's a difference, all right? Because, well, Texas, you live in Texas, don't you, Bruno?
Yes.
And you can get hit by storms, huh?
Yeah.
And if you have to be evacuated, how do they evacuate dogs? In a crate.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to want your dog to be comfortable in a crate. Well, before they have to use it for, God forbid, a disaster. So does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right. So, but oh yeah, I think you're doing great. But that's not what this is about. Mm-hmm. Cinnamon can be adopted. And what about cats? And I forgot to touch on that with Shep.
About Callie?
No, cats. Do you have any cats?
Oh,
there?
Cats. No, I don't have cats.
You don't have cats? Okay.
No, and I'm not sure how Cinnamon is with cats.
Okay. And sometimes that's a crapshoot. Always remember, when you have a dog that chases a cat, that doesn't mean they're going to hurt the cat when they catch him, because chances are they're not going to catch him.
Yeah.
Just like a squirrel. Deer can't catch a squirrel. God made those animals almost capable of scaling a plate glass window, for God's sake. Oh, there's the joy of GPRS headquarters. Most dogs go through GPRS headquarters first. And, well, she met a cat at her house and she did great. So there's our answer. So now, just because, that means she's familiar with cats. you don't train dogs and cats to get along. You manage it while they learn each other. Okay, does that make sense? So if your cat if you've got, for example, a baby gate with a little gap under it where your cat can run under, and the dog's on one side, the cat's got a safe place to go, the dog can be safe because cats have teeth in their hands. All right, then let them get to know the cat. But the biggest thing is, don't do it right away, especially if you're in the Pacific Northwest. That dog just came off a long transport. GPRS has some great guidelines in place for introducing the new dogs to the homes. They got some amazing guidelines, and it's been very effective. So, and also too, if you have any questions on your dog, your dog's doing something you can't handle, reach out to the rescue. They've got resources they can send you to. Okay. And doesn't take any money sometimes.
Right.
Now, Elise has something here about cinnamon and sugar here. Let's read that. I'm gabbing here. Julie, you take over for a second.
No, yeah, I was just thinking that both cinnamon and the, sugar, and Shep, they're all such a great age, for adoption. If you're looking, with Shep being a 9-month-old and the 2-year-old, those are two great ages to adopt puppies, within the rescue, because they're kind of past that initial puppy stage, but they're still very playful, and they live with joy.
Basically, Bruno did all the hard work.
Yes, we think.
All right. So, man, well, Callie's not available any longer, but man, you've got Shep right there, you got Cinnamon right there, and Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. Keep your eyes open on the website. That her bio will be up there soon, right?
Yeah.
So, and just be patient. Patience is key here. Everybody for Great Pyrenees Rescue Society, they are volunteers, and they are amazing volunteers, just like Bruno.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to move along here. And I know I talked to you before, so we're going to move you off to the side. And because I don't want to get beat up by Mark, because he's down there just waiting and listening. You never know. He might adopt Cinnamon. You never know.
Yeah. He wants all the dogs. He wants all of them.
Yeah. Now he has another dog. Now he has a really cool dog. He has Allegra. And by the way, everybody, if you don't like their names, I remember we had a dog on last year. Her name was Egg Roll. And we made fun. We said, somebody please adopt this dog so you can give him a new name. But the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society has had a lot of dogs over the years. And they just run down the alphabet. They theme their names. Okay. And, well, what better way to theme their names by the alphabet? And you can only got so many choices on the E litter. So, but we're going to, man, I'll tell you, and look at little Callie. She is, and everybody gets to see her while she's up.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, Allegra, she's I don't remember how old she was. Let's look at the video. We'll find out. Wow, that was pretty cool. She drives a boat, huh?
Right. She lives in Port Orchard, that's why.
Wow. Well, we're going to mute you for a second, Bruno, so they can play uninterrupted. And hi, Mark. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
Look at her.
As she is a beauty to behold.
Wow.
I've been holding her, and she's doing things today. She's not done yet. She's stood on my leg because she's getting scratched. That's the first time she's done that.
Well, how long have you had her now?
It's been, let's see, it's about a month and a half.
Okay, cool. Now, I asked that question on purpose for folks that bring a new dog into their home. You know, there's no timer here. There's no timer. And your dogs are very good dictionaries because they're the ones that define the words and the actions, not us. And look at the with Bruno. See, everybody gets to see this. Why I like it when people stay up for the show. All right. Now, I love that. I love the digging stuff, Mark, because, well, you see, you get it out in the open. Don't put your garden in with the dogs. They might dig it up. Okay. Don't have a finely manicured lawn. This may not be the breed for you. All right. They dig, but you can assign them an area, a sandbox, if you may. That was a big hole. She was on her way to China, wasn't she?
Oh, that was a small hole.
I love it.
And all three of my dogs love to dig right beside the front step.
Yeah. Now you have help, don't you? You have Ranger.
Yeah, I have Ranger and I have Russell.
Okay. And the significance to that is, I'm not sure about Russell, but Ranger is a mentor dog. Teaches them some of the stuff that, well, some of the rules of the house even.
Oh, yeah. He's taught her some of the rules of the house.
Some of the bad rules of the house, too.
He has taught her to play and not be afraid.
Awesome.
Allegra had to have been emotionally or even physically abused before she became a stray, because when she comes in the house and she runs straight down to her spot in the bedroom, and most of the time in the house she is, I would say, quiet and prefers her own company.
Okay. So she wants to be left alone. She wants some alone time.
A lot of the time, yes. And she's gradually coming out of that because the other dogs are getting attention. And like any girl, you give somebody else attention, and now all of a sudden the girl will want attention.
Yeah. And Mark makes a very valid point here. If you want your dog to do something, you don't have to make the dog do this. For example, I want to pet that dog, go pet that dog. Well, maybe that dog's not ready yet. So we do this a different way. Let's pet the other dogs and let her see that you're not going to hurt the dog, especially from an abusive situation.
And Allegra, she is very affectionate, and she will take pets anytime, anywhere. It's taking about a month before she was really comfortable anywhere in the house. She'd run over, get her drink. She'd run back down to her little, I call it her hiding place.
Her safe place. Let's call her safe place.
Yeah, that's better. Her safe place. I've got a closet organizer that I made, and she takes the middle cube for her own.
Okay. I bet she'd do well in a crate then, probably, with the door never closed.
She surprised me a few days ago. She has started coming out of her safe place, and she's been sleeping in the hall. A few nights ago, she came out. She was stretched out in Ranger's crate and slept there all night.
Yeah.
So she has basically crate trained herself.
She can do it because she is a majestic Great Pyrenees.
Yeah, this is true. She is, and like Leo said, she's great in the car now. It took 2 or 3 attempts before she would get in the car willingly.
Willingly, right there, keyword. I
Yes.
love it, Mark.
One thing that I have learned, mostly because I've had 4 or 5 Great Pyrenees of my own and about 50 other fosters, you cannot make these dogs do anything that they won't do.
That's right. That's right.
But they will do everything that you want them to do if you show them first love, a lot of patience, and unlimited kindness.
And you don't even live in Texas, and you have a patience hat the size of Texas, don't you?
I was married for 38 years.
Okay, I got you. And Mark touched on a very, very valid point here is time. Time is patience. And man, if the dog's not ready to do it, they're not ready to do something. Don't force them. They'll do it eventually. And if not, what's the big deal? You know?
Yeah, I wish I had known that several years ago. And my wife wanted a girl, so we ended up going to a breeder who was selling a couple of his pups because they were going to be too small.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra turned out to only be 85 pounds, and he wanted dogs who like well over 100.
Yeah, little bitty dog at 85 pounds. I think our definition of small dog could be different than some other people's definition of small dog.
Yeah. Sierra is where I really started learning a lot of patience. I won't tell you the stuff I stepped in 3 or 4 or 5 times while she was still a puppy.
Yeah.
That's a small dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Allegra is even smaller. While I haven't weighed her, I'd say she's about 65 pounds. And based on her build and the way she moves, she's definitely got to have some lab in her background too.
Okay. What kind of home do you think she would need, Mark? Another dog?
She will need a dog who is energetic and likes to play.
I'm energetic and like to play, but I run out of gas.
Oh, I have the same problem. That's why I give the job to Ranger.
Why can't a human play with her? Because maybe a human can't play like a dog?
Well, if you want to be covered in scratches and gouges and cuts and bruises, yeah, no problem. I mean, even in the month and a half that I've had her, she's scratched my hand a couple of times. I was laying in bed one night and not scratching her enough and in the right spots. Right here, right across
Your
the
paw,
side,
huh?
that big old paw.
Got the pier paw. I love it.
That's one of the greatest things about the Great Pyrenees is that paw. It
Right.
does so many things.
What about, has she been around cats or children?
She has not been around cats at all.
Okay.
She has seen some children, but she hasn't directly played with them. But
Was she at headquarters first for you guys' headquarters?
Yeah, she's
been around cats. Probably been around cats. Yeah, she may have been around Melissa's cat.
Yeah, she probably was. I haven't had her out in a lot of situations. I've taken her to a couple of stores. We've been to the dog park a few times. And
that's good.
She just has a great time.
And how long have you had her now?
Month and a half, almost 2 months.
Okay, good. So, wow. So she would need another dog. Would she need a tall fence, do you think?
Will she need a tall fence?
Has she tried to escape?
No.
Except for to the closet?
I don't
By the way,
think she
Sharon
has
sympathizes.
I don't think she has challenged the fence at all.
Good.
As
Just the ground.
Right.
yeah,
We'll just dig her way
she's
out.
winning with the
it.
ground.
That's right.
That's okay. Where she was digging in the video is fine because
That's the dog dig spot, isn't it?
And no, that's part of the yard that I'm doing remodel on.
Oh, so she's helping you.
Right.
Oh yes, yeah. She actually was helping because that's some of the dirt that I would have to move anyway.
All right. So that was loose soil, or is that not loose soil?
It is settling soil right now.
Okay. Because that's how we assign dig spots. If you don't want your dog digging all over your yard, show them here's where you dig, and we use sand for that. Make it easier to dig. Okay. Loose soil, they're going to dig in it because it's easier. And always remember, they're not doing this for no reason. Sometimes they're digging to lay in it because it's cooler. In her case, looks like she was heading to another country. You better get her a passport.
But she digs because she likes to dig.
It's fun.
My dogs love to dig, and
you don't
they will lay in a hole.
Yeah, you don't run out there and say, "Don't dig my grass." You don't do that, do you?
I don't have any grass to run out there and yell about.
Because they're dogs, and you're letting them be dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I will get the front yard taken care of, seeded and have grass and all that stuff. And then I'll start thinking about putting a digging box in so they only dig in one spot. But I got the whole backyard that they can go tear up.
Yeah. It's not hard to assign an area for your dog to dig in. Well, technically, if you put a garden where the piers are, you just assign them an area to dig in.
Right.
So it's not hard. Just recognize your dog's needs, and that's a need. That dig is a need. Right? They're not doing it to be vindictive. They're not wired that way.
No, they're doing it to help with my upper body strength exercise. And I tell people the most owned or the most used tool I have is my shovel.
Yep.
And that's literally the truth.
Yeah.
I'm filling in holes every day or two, sometimes 2 or 3 times in a day.
Cool. How does she do on a leash?
She is very good on the leash. Whenever we're on lead, we're working on walk easy. Some people will call it a loose lead. I just say walk easy.
I don't like labels.
Yeah, because that way they get used to not pulling on the lead when we're walking.
Because it's got to be fun for you too, right?
It makes it a lot easier on me.
Yeah. Always remember, everybody, when you take your dog for a walk, the walk is for your dog. So you got to give them that. If they want to sniff, they're dogs. They have to sniff the process. Okay.
Right.
And to me, I wouldn't have fun if I had to walk next to Dad or Mark and had a heel position walking all the way. Come on, Dad, I want to go sniff that. Please. No, we're almost home now. Oh, crap. We're on another walk. Let them have fun. Fun. And I forgot to ask Bruno something, too. We didn't ask Bruno how those dogs were on a leash, did we?
No.
So go ahead, Mark. We'll bring Bruno back.
As the first dog that I had after we got married, I spent probably 100 hours working with him on healing, and he could do it. He would do it for about 2 steps, and then he wanted to go take off and run in front of you.
Because it wasn't natural, was it?
Yeah, well, part of it too, he was a German short hair pointer, and they don't do well on structured walks.
And
incredibly trainable dog breed.
right. And
But
that's the thing. You got to meet the needs of the dog.
yes,
Okay. So, Bruno, I'm going to bring you up for a second. So, we forgot to ask you the one of the very important questions. We'll start with Cinnamon. How's she on a leash?
She's excellent on a leash.
And Shep?
Shep, he's good.
Okay.
Shep is good.
Okay, because a dog pulling on a leash doesn't have to be hard to take care of, to address. It doesn't have to be hard, because if your dog's pulling on the leash and you're doing something and that dog's pulling harder and harder, stop doing that, because apparently something is not being received right by the dog. All right. So thank you, Bruno. I'm going to bring Mark back up. We got to wrap him up here. I can't believe we forgot to ask about the leash. I can't believe Sharon didn't ask about the leash.
Right.
All right, thanks, Sharon.
So, Mark, I've met Allegra, and she's an absolutely beautiful dog. You know, I think that, you know, also being with your two dogs, a multiple dog family, that she would kind of adjust to any one of those types of situations.
I believe you're right. She's very active with Ranger. Russell, he's really sedate, but he even tries to play with her a little bit from time to time, which is wonderful for him. The one thing that I will say to anybody who would consider adopting Allegra is they're going to need a lot of patience, because she may revert to some of her previous behaviors for the short, the initial time.
But there's a reason for that, because, well, if it's an unwanted behavior, it could be you did something that reminded her of her getting in trouble, and she, well, responds accordingly.
She doesn't have any unwanted behaviors.
Oh, there you go. Perfect here. You guys are still on your roll.
She has a different set of behaviors. And if you're looking for somebody young, I treat dogs like people. If you're looking for somebody who's going to run up all the time, jump up in your lap, lick your face, give you hugs and loving, right now, Allegra is not at that point.
Phew, they're too big for that too, for me. But anyway, but I hear what you say now. But you've only had her a short period of time, and once again, we're seeing an emotional transition here that's amazing.
Yeah, and she is growing and expanding her own boundaries every day. As I lifted her up so she could rest up on my leg. The first time she's ever done that.
She conquered it, and she got rewarded because you got excited. Wow, that emotion that comes from us.
Well, I won't say I got excited. I brought her up, and I just started talking to her in a nice, soft voice and doing her favorite thing in the world, is scratching her.
That's right.
That's
right. The coveted belly rub. I saw that in video.
Oh, yeah. She does like her belly rubs. But she is getting more into getting full body rubs and scratches now, because she's growing more confident.
Yep.
A lot of the belly rubs were coming from an initial submissiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cute when she come in and she roll over on her back and say, "Here's my belly. Here it is. Scratch me."
Yeah. Or here it is. I'm not going to fight back. Do whatever you know, kill me, whatever. And the more that you associate something good with that, that is very important with a timid dog or an abused dog, which is, make no mistake, I won't go with the gentle giant thing. This is a livestock guardian breed. Okay. Yeah. They're not bred to tuck and run. They're bred to approach and engage. So always remember, they're technically, Gentle Giant is a label, and a lot of dogs will fit that category, but they can take down a whole group of wolves. That doesn't sound very gentle to me all the time, but this is rescue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those dogs have to be trained to do that.
It's important to remember the rescue part, because our dogs are not working dogs.
Nope.
But I can tell you for a fact, because I've seen it firsthand, they are the most amazing dogs with animals of any kind.
Providing you don't have a coyote.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be amazing with coyotes and wolves and bears. But them critters ain't going to like what they see.
Yep.
I have been, unfortunately, on the business end of a Great Pyrenees who is in fight mode, and it's one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life.
Let's not make a confusing word. How about we change that to survival mode?
Okay. Or
they don't know you're not going to kill them. That's why they want to eat you. They've been known for 6,000 years to not harm a human.
Oh yeah, yeah. The word
you got the pleasure of triggering him. Will do that too.
Jacob, Allegra is a wonderful, kind, loving girl who deserves a home where people will be patient and accept her for where she is at that point, and let her grow into the valued family member that she is.
Nice. I like that.
Right.
I like that. Good, Mark. All right. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. We've been on here for an hour and a minute. We can't afford to pay your overtime rates. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. There's quite a few dogs. Cinnamon's going to be up there shortly. All right. Keep your eyes open, Cinnamon. You don't want to miss her. You don't want to miss Allegra. And Mark is key to this. Personally, I feel grateful that the breed, the Great Pyrenees as a breed, is so patient with us as humans. Okay? Because, well, look what happened to Shep, but yet he was patient enough with humans to let Bruno into his heart. Okay? That's something I really appreciate every day of the week. I don't have to do that. Okay? So let's see what we have here. Sharon has a question. Does anyone know if a peer has won best of class or show at Westminster? Not at Westminster, I don't think. Now,
no, Steve, they haven't won best of show at Westminster, but according to comments that I saw a couple of days ago, they did place second this year.
Did they? Okay. All right. Now, I've also seen some where they're at a show being a peer too. And we love those bloopers because he was being a dog. I'm not a big show dog guy. All right. I don't think
nor will we see one in an agility class either.
Well, agility's fun. That's different because they're having fun. And don't be wrong, I see it having fun too, but man, their handlers sure aren't. Doesn't look like anyway.
I don't know if a peer would be as willing to do agility.
Right.
There are a couple of videos of peers doing agility, and it is hilarious.
It is. I've seen those on YouTube. It's just like, and the handler finally just throws her arms up in the air. Just go ahead and do it. I love it. Now, Melissa, she was on a show with the other rescue one time, and she was talking about the working dogs. And she says, well, I can't send them out as a working dog because I ruin working dogs. She makes couch potatoes out of them. So that's a term, everybody. So, and they make good couch potatoes, don't they? And Velma's adopted, Sadie's adopted. This is a great show. And I got to go to Colorado and meet some of the folks, but that's not why I went. I got to meet Felix, okay, in Colorado. And Charlie, an Akbosh there. Gypsy and oh shoot, they're gonna kill me now. Gypsy and I never remember the other one's name. Actually, I never remember Gypsy's name. Now I can't remember the other one. They're a bonded pair. They don't separate bonded pairs. You guys don't separate bonded pairs. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right. Now, because they're a bonded pair, that's never a good idea. But man, that's you never know if you fully detach them, and then if you separate them, then you got a problem. Okay. The dogs have a problem. We don't want dogs to have a problem. These two dogs, they're easier than any one dog up there. Okay. Thank you, Nancy Duchess. I got to meet Nancy too. Nancy is probably our longest running viewer of any of the shows we've done. And she's a very, very great lady and a dedicated volunteer. Okay. And that's a lot of sand they got in Colorado. I would have never guessed sand,
Yeah.
Ground up granite. But it was there. And just like similar to Peer Rescue and Sanctuary, that's facilities based. If you think about it, first part of GPRS is facilities based. They're at headquarters. And every dog is similar to Judy. Every dog is in Melissa's backyard there for a little while. And the key of it is a little while. They're not designed to stay there. Okay. They need a place to go to get out of the shelter because fosters are full. That's what headquarters is for. All right. To save the emergency dogs. So I'll tell you, that's why I'm not in rescue. I can't unsee everything that these folks see. So next time you get offended by something, just let it go. They don't intend on offending anybody. The intent's not there. Well, maybe it is for some people, but I seriously doubt it. These people work hard because they want to, not because they're being paid. Whole different reason. All right. And look at Shep and Cinnamon down there.
Right. And,
that's better than a paycheck.
The Texas fosters see them at their absolute, I'm not going to say worst, but their lowest, where the dogs have been abused or abandoned or strayed.
And there's so many of them.
Wanted, right. And, with the, covered in fleas or, mange or any one of those. And we can't thank you enough, because it takes a village and we at the Pacific Northwest, are kind of, it's a transition and a phase. And like you said, Steve, with the dogs, as they're with their fosters, there is that wonderful progression. And as they go from their fosters to their adopters, there's that transition as well, and that growth, and the dogs just become their best.
Right. And for those of you that say that you can't foster because you could never let go of them, well, maybe that's what your dog needs. That's okay. You're allowed to adopt him. You got first choice, I think, with your rescue. Right. But don't say you can't save a dog because of you. Right. Isn't that kind of selfish?
Right. Right. Well, I know for myself, I've been fostering for 13 years, over 180 dogs.
How many times have you cried yourself to sleep?
Oh, I still cry, but the thing is that I love all the adopters that, that my dogs have gone to, and still, 10 years later, I still get updates on my dogs, and that's a reward. That's the reward.
One of the things about rescue that catch a lot of people off guard, including me, is there's a joke runs around rescue. It says, once you're in, you can never leave, like the mafia. Well, it's a different reason. When you get into rescue, it brings out a passion in you. Okay. And some people, and then how you react to that passion is what makes a difference with some people. But that's why you can never leave, because you become passionate. That's usually not a bad thing. Okay. Sharon, Julie she does a lot. And then you go to work and see all the sick humans.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the dogs are easier. Not as many issues.
Yeah. If I had to do it all over again, no offense to my children, but I'd have dogs, not kids.
Yeah. But, they, fostering, I tell people it's the hardest job you'll ever love.
That's right. And it's also the only job you can get that failure is actually good.
Yeah.
Foster fail.
Yeah.
That's actually a good thing.
Twice.
So
right.
Now, and that's all fun and everything like that. But the bottom line is you're saving lives. Right. You're saving lives. And also too, the shelters, most of them, that I've ever dealt with, they don't want to put those dogs down. They are on contract with the county that they have to take strays. And I'll tell you there, I stopped looking at the statistics because, man, shelter suicide rates are high.
Mhm.
Okay. Never forget that. So next time you think about yelling at somebody at the shelter because they euthanized a dog that they didn't want to euthanize, just think about it. It could be that. And maybe foster shelters will let you foster a lot of time. And their criteria may not be as tough as a rescue. And that's in place for a reason. And I totally support rescues. Matter of fact, my standards might be a little higher because I'm picky when it comes to a dog. I know where they came from. You better pry that dog out of my cold dead hands.
Right. And I know with the with our admin, there's no greater joy also is sending them updates to the shelters on where our dogs have gone. And that keeps them going too.
And also too, the screeners have a very, very hard job. They get all excited to get an application, and then something happens and there's something that doesn't meet the rules of the rescue. These rules are in place to be not broken. Period. No movement. You got to draw a line because that's for the safety and well-being of the breed. Just because your Chihuahua doesn't need that rule doesn't mean the Great Pyrenees doesn't need that rule of adoption. So, and just imagine what that screener's going through. They just lost an adoption. Okay. So it's not personal against the people that get denied. And you guys, I know you guys, if it's something borderline, they say you got a weak spot in the fence, you usually offer suggestions on how to shore it up so that you can get a dog.
Right.
I've been to many homes personally and walked through their fences, and you tell them how to fix a fence to where it's acceptable, or just tell them straight up, this ain't working.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to break the bank a lot of times.
Right.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be it can be a patchwork quilt, but you can paint it.
Right.
So as long as it's secure. Great Pyrenees are opportunists. If there's an opportunity like a gap, just that far under your fence, they'll take the opportunity and make themselves fit.
Cinnamon's looking like she's not going to be too hard to challenge the there.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to be a hard dog at all, does she?
That's right.
She appreciates it. And we appreciate them. All right, everybody. Man, we're 10 minutes over here because I can't shut up sometimes.
That's right.
Well, yeah, I know. All right, everybody. Next week, boy, we were planned on having Finn on this week. Not Bruno's Finn. We had him on. But a GPRS Finn, and it just didn't work out. But we're going to try hard next week. I may have to drive Texas, knock on the door, say, "Can you check your spam folder, please?"
Right. And I think there's going to be some little puppies on next week. But don't forget about these big guys, these 9-month-old. They're gems. You know, the 18 that we've seen, an 18-month-old, a 2-year-old, and a 9-month-old. And I'll tell you, those are great ages for adoption.
Yeah. Those puppies we had on there, those 6-week-old puppies at Peer Rescue last week, man, those puppies that I picked up, they were 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
So I don't think rescues, if you have to surrender your dog, don't use the reason because they got too big, because they are a giant breed. Giant means big usually. They're going to get bigger. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's with Great Pyrenees, you get a little lucky. I mean, they're not as long as a commitment as the smaller breeds, but you still got about a 13, 14 year commitment. I had one lived 18 one time.
Wow.
And I loved it. Boy, I loved it. I did. She was a good girl. Her name was Lily. All right, everybody, we got to go because we still got people staying. Thank you for that. So next week is show number 42. I'll look it up on our anniversary. Maybe we'll do a giveaway drawing.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be cool. So
I got some Great Pyrenees swag if anybody's ever interested. We have bandanas.
Oh, bandana. Oh, yeah. You know what? Maybe we should start promoting some of that stuff.
I will be happy to. They're beautiful and they're great for dogs, and lots of.
And here's the thing. We touched on Smokey. $8,000 dog adoption fee is $300. It's that swag stuff. I never heard it called swag before, but I'm just a farmer. I'm just a person who lives out in Cornfield, Ohio. but that's how they survive is stuff like this.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, one of the rescues did little statuettes out of pure fur.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that's cooler than heck. I mean, and I think they were doing it out of your pure fur even.
Yeah, I'm sure all these fosters on today can
Right.
donate
There's a
to
lady
that.
in Wyoming that does that.
Yes.
And she has Akbash Pyrenees and Maremas. And but you send your fur. She's got instructions. I can't remember her name is Leanne, but I can't remember everything. But it is awesome. Okay. And the turnaround was really nice. When I lost my Charlie, she did him a heart out of his fur. Yeah. So anyway, all right, everybody. I keep saying we gotta go. We're really gonna do it this time. And bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.